Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Brad and I are doing a discussion over Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. I knew absolutely nothing about this game. Obviously, I'm not at the forefront of Seven Wonders Duel news, but you had told me it was Lord of the Rings Seven Wonders Duel with more going on, and I'm like, sure, why the hell not? Because I'm prone to just not really like Seven Wonders Duel. So I was like, alright, whatever, I'll go into it kind of expecting the same thing, and, you know, the reason of insanity, and just be like, oh man, I'm doing the same thing, expecting different results. I like this better than Seven Wonders Duel, but I still have some issues overall with the format of the game. But I'm more curious on your thoughts since you've played way more Seven Wonders Duel. Mm-hmm. It's your favorite game of all time. It's consistently your number one.
Yeah. It's in my top 50 generally.
Yeah.
Every year.
Isn't it your wife's favorite game though?
Seven Wonders.
Seven Wonders is
my favorite. Yeah, she prefers regular Seven Wonders over Duel.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
When we're just two players.
Yeah.
Times it's,
yeah. So I'm curious what your thoughts were for this one.
I really liked it, just because because when you play Seven Wonders Duel, it's more formulaic, like there isn't much theme to it.
No.
This one at least put a little bit of theme into it, where there's a ring chase.
Yes.
So you can kind of bring that into it. There's
yes.
actual area control that wasn't ever in Seven Wonders Duel.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it kind of interesting, where you're another way of winning is by controlling all of Middle-earth, you know, and stuff like that.
This was by far the best improvement.
Yeah.
Because in regular Seven Wonders Duel, I hate that tug of war. I hate that tug of war thing, because here's my overall issues with Seven Wonders Duel, and it is my biggest complaint here, is turn order is so important that it's like you can almost look at what's left and math it out and be like, okay, like you have to take that card, which means I'm going to be able to get that card, which is what I need, you know.
Which is why the addition of the landscapes is huge, I think. It is.
Because it lets you stall.
Right, because then that changes that.
Yes,
because
I agree.
Because that was what I did that one turn, is I was like, you're like, oh, I'm going to get that movement anyway. I was like, well, I'm just
right.
I mean, you ended up buying
one as well.
So that did it, but it made that option to where it changed that formula.
If I didn't have the money to be able to stall, then yes, being able to buy a fortress as your turn instead, then it's like, oh shit, that changes the structure of being like, well, I was banking on you taking that card, you didn't, now I have to take it, which means you can either take the card that I was hoping to get or trash it. Right. I like that, but I also like the fact that this feels like a consistent progress towards something.
Right.
Of like, every time I'm moving, it's never like, man, I got this really awesome, you know, military thing, and you took a military and basically undid one of my precious turns. Because the game is so quick that having that jockeying of military is so shitty. And also, in regular Seven Wonders Duel, flipping over cards, and it's like, wow, a military for you, how lucky, and I can't even try to do the tug of war. I mean, you could still kind of have that with the rings, that's like, oh man, you just keep advancing, but what's fascinating is it's like, I'm making consistent progress, but you're also
you
always...
You can't outrun me.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's not like I move and then it pushes you further back,
right.
You know?
It was a smart thing.
Yeah, so I like this a lot.
Going away from the sciences was neat. Where you're trying to get the support of the races.
Yeah.
So that's a thematic way of tying that stuff in, because I ended up having two races that I was with, and that didn't come into play.
I can't remember, does regular Seven Wonders Duel have any special powers with the sciences?
All the sciences.
They all Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, but this was just neat because it's like it makes sense with this theme. You know, it's like you're trying to get all the races to be on your side, and that's how you one of the winning conditions. And
yeah, exactly. And it's also cool that whenever you like flip over the two tokens to get, if you get two of the same type, it's like I get to see what your options are. So it's like, okay, so those are both really good options. Now, can I also try and get that same symbol so I can get the one you don't choose? The perfect knowledge, I think, amplifies this game a lot, because there's no like secrecy of like, this is what I'm able to do now. So I enjoyed that. The other big addition is the kind of area control element. I didn't think it was that fiddly.
It's very basic.
Yeah.
But it works. It adds just enough to make it.
When you're adding units, it actually matters on where you're going, because there was another way I was trying to win, which was, if anyone had a brain, was so obvious, but it was like, I killed one of your units that if you didn't happen to take a card, I was going to be able to get it and put both units in and win through that, but I think you ended up...
I took the Mordor card because it was that many.
Oh yeah, it was that one. It was Mordor. It was Mordor and
Covent. So I saw that and I was like, no, I'm going to put those guys there so you can't.
Exactly.
And there was no way you were going to win by that way because you didn't have enough people out to kill those 3 soldiers.
Yeah, exactly.
So
but
I guess you could have done that at the end and did some, but...
Actually... Yeah, like, because it's like if this card didn't exist, the one where I got to Mount Doom, it would have been a matter of like, okay, well, I'm going to take that, remove your unit, you're going to take one, remove a unit, and then eventually I'd have more units on the board, more presence on the board at that time. So it's like, I like the addition of the fortresses, where it's like, your units die so quick, it's basically a 1-for-1 trade, but your fortresses are permanent.
Oh, well, until they get destroyed.
Yeah, there's like a different
ways, but
yeah,
they're not. It's not prevalent in the game like a lot.
Yeah, removing a fortress is huge because it's like, well, now we both can have access to that control.
Right.
But it feels like every condition. Now, this is obviously the easiest way to win.
Yeah.
Like through the rings of advancing either side. So.
Which is how you would want a Lord of the Ring games to end. I mean, that's the
story.
I
agree, yeah.
Either Frodo and Sam's are going to get caught, or they're going to get the ring thrown up. Like, in the story, that's
how it actually happens.
So that's neat how that's the focus.
I agree. I like that there's there's benefits as you're going along that track as well. I don't know. Like, it just feels like there's a little bit more that changes up the formula, like you were saying with Seven Wonders Duel, because I despise the you go, like you go, I go, and it's like, oh, we know exactly what's going to happen. I have to take that card, which means it's going to reveal stuff for you. No control over what that is. Guess that could be for you. And the addition of this, being able to flip that on its head, is very nice.
Well, and the reason Seven Wonders Duel always sings for me and everything is I don't. It's not my favorite thing either. That what you were talking about being
right.
But it's a 30-minute game at most.
Yeah.
So it's like you rock and roll,
it's quick and it's whatever.
Especially in the base form, I don't know if they'll do expansions of this or not. I don't know, but.
I'd be so surprised.
With Duel, they have those expansions and some of those convoluted and make it longer. But in the base form, where it's at the most 30 minutes, especially, it takes longer to set up
the cards.
The deal, so it does the play, and it's like you just play, done. And this was our first play is just like no time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an easy game. It's simplistic. And
it's so simple, but for me, I've never been one for like that. Well, it took no time. It's like, but then I just feel like I just wasted 30 minutes. I could have, been on my phone, or I could have started reading the rules for another game I'd rather play. There's a million things I'd rather do than be like, well, I felt like I did nothing for 30 minutes. That, at least with this one, it's still the same amount of time, but I was invested the whole time. I was like, there's actually some strategy. Yeah, even though it's not like I'm sitting here meticulously like, okay, if I do that, I'm not having AP based off what cards are there. Because you can see it, and it's like, man, okay, I can take that one, or I can take that one, or I can go after a fortress. But if I do this, like, there was just more thought process every turn. But then there were some where it's flip the cards, like, okay, well, obviously I'm taking that. There's no reason why I wouldn't ever take that card. But even now and then, like, more often than regular Seven Wonders, it was like, what route do I want to go? And it's like I have one of the race cards that I took. I didn't even want it because I wasn't even trying to even get pairs because it's like, well, that's probably not happening. But I took it because it's like, well, the cards underneath it are more valuable and both are good for me. So it's like, well, okay. So yeah, like, I think this is a vast improvement. One, the art is from my favorite board game artist. Unless it happens to be someone else, it really looks like Vince Dutrait. Like,
It looks like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll look like...
Like, I know those are the designers at the bottom. Antoine
It's the
Bauza.
same designers.
Yeah. Antoine Bauza and Bruno Cathala. But that's the thing, is this has enough material or enough content in the game that it's like, because every round...
That's a Dutrait's the artist.
Okay, that.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming it's the same for each. Yeah. Every round there's 3 cards out that you don't know. It might not go the route for Mountain Doom. Like 3 of these cards.
Right. Well, and I was counting because you had 11 rings in yours.
5, 6. 11 total rings.
And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
But you bought locations and gave you 3.
That gave me 3.
So
yes.
so I would have,
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been that close. Like if I would have bought one of those instead.
And it was
or whatever.
literally, the way this game ended was 2 cards that it's like, you were able to move, get an extra turn, move again, so you were 2 rings away from catching me. But the way that the cards happened to randomly come out, it was like, it looks like, it's like, oh shit, it was 1 turn away. It's like, well, not really.
It was like a thematic thing. It was like, oh shit, he's at the mountain. Alas!
Throw Frodo in with the ring. We don't have time. Yeah, it's actually interesting because I mean, yeah, my issues with Seven Wonders Duel are still kind of here, but the more we've talked about it, I'm like, well, actually, no, they're kind of fixed a little bit.
Well, I think it's the theme.
Theme always
Theme
helps.
too. I mean, because Seven Wonders Duel could be any theme that you're just throwing
it's
cards out
some
and doing.
civilization. Yeah,
This actually feels thematic.
Yeah.
With stuff, and I think that's why it's, to me, a lot better.
Yeah, the thing that there's one action or one symbol in this game I think might just be kind of overpowered, and it's I don't know, I can't remember if there's anything in Seven Wonders Duel for it, but it's take another action.
Like, I don't recall there ever being a take another action.
Right,
Duel,
and I've played a handful of Seven Wonders Duel. I know you've played way more, but it's like that one. I guess that's one thing to change up the back and forth nature. But man, it's like whenever your first race token that you got was take another action, and I'm like, that's brutal. Like that
it would have been worse if there would have been something, because all I did was just take a symbol.
Yeah, that's true.
So it really didn't
if it was
much,
like,
but...
yeah, you actually could have won if it happened to be some situation where you take another action, which lets you take a card, which moves you up, which means you take another action, then you catch me. That wouldn't feel great. Like, not gonna lie, that would be like. So I just don't actually get to go. So I don't know how I feel about the take another action turn or icon. But in this case, I mean, it must work out because you got 2 take another action turns and I only got the 1 for moving up on the track. So it's like, it still kind of worked out, but man.
It just depends on what's available.
Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah. It's like...
Take another action could just be a basic thing, or it could
yeah,
be something really...
Or in a
I
game...
made 5 movement on that because
right.
of that one.
Yeah. Or the one where it's like you get to move to, that might be even more important.
Yeah. Depends on the game.
In the situation, which I feel like this just has more variety of having kind of different outcomes versus just, well, let's see how the stupid cards come out this time.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting because I have so much military or unit placement cards, and I'm like not even really that much further than you on military.
Like, you're using a lot of them to take my people out.
Well, that's the interesting thing. It's like,
Yeah.
do I take cards that really fortify one area and then try and bank for a big spread out? Or do I try and just cancel out what you have and we both don't have control there?
That's how I was playing it early.
Right.
Stuff, just to kind of...
That's kind of what I was doing at the end, because at one point, like, I had, like, Gondor. And I'm like, well, that's it! And then eventually it's like, okay, I was able to remove a fortress, kill a lot of your units and kind of had this. It's like I started with military, you swung in favor, then it swung kind of back to me, and now it's a little bit in my favor. But that's how the tiebreaker ends. Whoever has more control, which would have been if it ended that way 5-3. So I don't know. I almost feel like the science or the races are actually the harder route to go.
I would think so. Well, they are. Sciences and Duel are harder.
I guess that's true because it's like, well, I can clearly see what you need. I'm going to
right.
remove that.
But yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I personally don't have any complaints about this at all.
Do you like this better than
I do?
You do?
Just because of the theme.
Yeah, that's
having
true.
a theme on it, and like I said, not just because it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But because there's more stuff to chew on.
Yeah.
And look at. It's not just the tug of war board and science tokens and stuff. Like I know the Pantheon expansion and Duel added the gods, but that really wasn't. It was more for looks almost, and I mean it was an extra power.
And again, it didn't even really change my issue because it was still you, me, and it's like, wow. Not only do you get that card, you also get that god power. How fucking cool!
Right. So I mean, this definitely.
I almost feel like this was quicker somehow.
I
don't think it probably is the same, but maybe it's because like I was anticipating my turns more. I was like, man, I'm kind of excited to actually.
Well, if you're into it more, it goes faster too. I mean,
and mine is definitely Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings theme is so good.
Yep. And it's not an expensive game. It's like $30.
Nice.
You know, so.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed because I went in. I didn't go in being like this is gonna fucking suck, but I went in knowing I'm like, yeah, well, I'm like, well, like it's gonna be what it is. I'm not going in with any type of bias because I don't like Seven Wonders Duel. We'll see what it's like, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Lord of the Rings Duel?
I think I gave.
Is there anything else? Because you said there were like quest. Is there like a? You said the quest for the ring effects. Is that just
that?
Oh,
that
this
track.
thing. Okay,
that was just showing.
It made the way you initially made it sound was like there was like a little mini. I'm
no,
like,
we played the whole game.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, is there a mini campaign? That's stupid.
No. So I would say because I think I put regular Duel at like 8 or 8.5. I can't remember.
You're pretty high on it.
I think it was 8 for regular Duel, and then with Pantheon it was 8.5 because it added some more choices. Because remember that Pantheon added those god tokens that went out on the formation.
But it still was.
No, I know, but I like that, and that's what pumped it up that half a point. This one beats all those in my mind.
Okay. Well, I know you hated the last Seven Wonders Duel. I don't remember anything about it.
Some of the Senate. It was
there was some
stupid.
there were politics.
Well, it turned it to such a long game, and then it was like.
Yeah.
It was like playing Seven Wonders Duel, but it was like you could go play a regular game of Seven Wonders faster.
Yeah, it surprisingly adding politics to a game makes it stupid.
I'm gonna give this a 9.
9
because it is better than regular Duel. Because it has theme.
Yeah.
And even though I knew I was going to lose at one point, I mean I ended up getting closer than I thought.
That is true.
But I mean, at one point I knew this wasn't going to happen for me. I wasn't going to do science. The only way was that, and I knew I was like little to no chance.
Yeah,
but I was still having fun, and I had that quick fire off at the end, which is I need to look. Is that my reduce or extra turn symbol?
This one, yes.
Okay, because that makes sense then, because it's a last push because you don't have that. You have it earlier, right? Or do you even have
because you do it.
You
like
have
that.
it with 5 remaining.
It is.
I have it with 5 rings.
Yeah. So basically, it seems like you start there, and it's like I'm gonna get my rewards potentially quicker.
We have
but like
the same
if
rewards.
you cover, like we
have the same stuff.
Yes,
okay.
it's the same stuff.
I was like, it was cool if like I had that extra turn, like
you
did like there at the very end to make one final push.
Right.
But no, even with it being the way it was, it came down still fairly close.
Yep.
Even though, and
even though we both knew. We both knew that.
I knew.
Dude, I've been playing this for years. I've actually been hustling you.
I've played enough Duel to know how the game outcome is going to be. But this one I didn't feel. I mean, because of the theme, it made me feel like, such a short game, and you got that theme in there. win or lose, it was still just it
Yeah.
was fun.
Man, and the art. God, the art's
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Just his take on all the characters and everything. I have regular Seven Wonders Duel at a 6, and that must be with the expansions. But I'm giving this an 8. I think this is great. I think, like, I know that I don't see a reason for an expansion, but I actually would like to see more of these.
More locations.
Because you're
They'd
gonna
have to get another board though, wouldn't they? Because there's one of these for each of those. There's 7 of these, and there's 7 locations.
Well, not necessarily, because you can have fortresses in the same location. So just I like the ability of having multiple, like, just not being able to see every fortress. I mean, yeah, I guess thematically that's what these locations are. But I like the fact that you just could have different powers.
Or maybe if each one of us had a deck of them that had 7.
Yeah, or even this. If you
Right.
if you don't want to change the board because there's 7 locations, you add like 7 more of these, and then you just pick one of the 2.
Oh, like mix them up.
Yeah,
like
so it's
randomly
gonna have
randomize
different
them.
powers, but
Yeah,
it's still
yeah.
for placing
That
out
would make sense.
fortresses on the board, just for variety's sake. Other than that, like, I like having the 3 extra cards. I don't think there needs to be any more extra cards taken out, like, because you're not quite sure what they're going to be, because you already have the randomness of the layout as well as what might be removed. But yeah, like, in terms of a 2-point increase, where it's like, man, like, I'm considering getting my own copy. Like, that's as much praise as I can give Seven Wonders Duel, because I'm like, I don't fucking want. I never play a regular Seven Wonders, and even then, it's like, well, I still don't want Duel.
I figured if there was one that would get you into it when I bought this, I was like, Lord of the Rings.
It's gonna be Lord of the Rings.
We'll
Yeah, well, because you had mentioned, oh, there's a little bit more to it, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. There's a little bit more to Seven Wonders Duel, and I don't like it.
yeah.
So they basically fixed up and made it to where it's like you can kind of jockey for position, and it's like, ooh, man, do I stall out so that he has to take that last card so I get to go first in the next stage? That's nice. Yeah, I had a great time. So that is our thoughts on Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.